se armen los pinches chingadazos.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to share something I was actually asked already a couple times, and sharing with other friends of mine here in the gym. There's a lot of injuries in Jiu Jitsu, and there's also some ways to attempt to prevent injury. And when you're injured, there's also some ways to help recovery with the injuries. So I want to show you some things that I do that I've learned through injuries and through treatment. So I've had a lot of injuries throughout my life and playing different sports. And when I started Jiu-Jitsu, I had this bad injury because I wasn't tapping, for starters, right? So the number one injury prevention in Jiu-Jitsu, specifically for people in my age group and older, 40 and older. I'm 48 years old now. I've been training for 8 months now. So the number one injury prevention, I think, it's to tap soon. When it's time to tap, it's time to tap, especially as a white belts, when you have limited knowledge and you don't know how to get out of certain things or how to get out quick enough and be able to get out of that tap or that submission rather than tap real soon. For example, if somebody's already got me in the arm bar, there's no need for me to go all the way up here and then tap then. If you know you're not gonna be able to get out of an arm bar off the bat and you're already here, then tap. Nowadays, sometimes I kind of go all the way up here and then tap then if I know I'm not gonna be able to get out, but sometimes I know who I could get out from their submission position. So that's the number one prevention, injury prevention. That would be an example of one technique where you get trapped and then not tap soon enough, and then therefore lead to injury, which is what happened to me. And being injured, and I was out for 3 months where I couldn't even do one push-up. I went to a chiropractic treatment. I went to physical therapy treatment, and then I went back to hot yoga. And then all of that combined, we decided to realign my body and to treat the injuries. Particularly for me, it was a shoulder injury. What I discovered was, if you do some of these exercises that I'm going to share today, it allows to help improve injury prevention. And when you are injured, it helps to recover sooner also. And the less injuries you have, or the sooner that you recover, the sooner you get back in the mats. Specifically for older guys, where we're prone to injuries because our bodies are beat up, especially if you're an athlete, since you're in high school or middle school or whatever. And then, some sports are just injury prone, and you have a lot of injuries. And when you're young, they heal quick. But as an older guy, you break down quicker, and then you don't recover as quick. And so then this is going to help you. So let's get started. So then the number one thing that I do, it's like a push-up kind of thing, but it's not a push-up. So here, instead a push-up would be all the way down here, but here we're only moving the shoulders. It's this I do about 20 rep count every day. I show up 15 minutes before training, like a warm-up. This allows for mobility and lubrication, and I do a 20 rep count. And then I've done a lot of yoga, and so then yoga has all these positions that allow smaller muscles from all of your body. Is designed really to strengthen your whole body from top to bottom, and therefore strengthens your body and helps with injury prevention. So one thing is, it's what's called a downward dog thing. So you go here, and then more space, and then really here you're stretching your legs, stretching your back, and you're stretching your lats and your upper body. So you go here, and then you go just down here. But here I feel the stretch here, and at the same time I'm stretching my legs. This is a really, really good exercise. It's a really good for pre-class, pre-warm-up. So now there's another one called child's pose, where you open up your legs, and it's basically the same thing but lower, closer to the ground, and then you're stretching your whole back and your shoulders, your lats, and you're stretching your groin too. This is really, really good. The advance to that, I don't know the name for this one, but it's similar. You close your legs, and you sit on it like this. Here, that's one. Or this would be in a 90-degree angle, and you just go down here. Oh, this is so good. This is really, really good. So then I'm going really fast for them because just for the interest of time. But the idea is to do like a 10 count or up to 20 count on each one of those exercises. I do usually like a 20 count for everything. So another one that I got from hot yoga, it's you go here and then you go beyond your knee. You kind of want to rest on top of it, not on your knee, but above your knee. You go here, as a base here, you stretch against it. This one's so good too, amazing. And then you go the opposite side. So remember, you're stretching everything here and you're increasing mobility, and the base, you go stretch against it. Okay, so when you're here, you can start stretching also your leg here on both sides. Normally it's a 20 count. So my mobility is improving specifically if we're doing these types of exercises. And in Jiu Jitsu, it's important to have mobility as well as strength, and of course the techniques. You do both sides. There's also more advanced ways to do these kind of moves, because I know some people that just go up here and then stretch from all the way up here. I can't do that yet, but if I sit on it, it gives me the stretch that I need. Another really, really important thing, I think they're all very important, but this one is really critical because you're stretching, you're opening up your hips here. This is a yoga move too. I learned doing yoga for a couple years now. I use hot yoga as my injury prevention. You do also like a 20 count here. You do 10 or 20, you build up to it. And then I only do one set of everything, but you can do multiple sets if you'd like as you progress. Now, part of the challenge that we have in Jiu Jitsu, I think, it's that we create imbalances, muscle imbalances. We spend so much time on our core that we build a good core, but we're not strengthening our back and our neck and the back and our lower back. And so that could also be prone to injury if you don't do that. So one thing I learned in yoga is to do these. I don't know what this is called, and it's called Superman, but I'm not sure. Nevertheless, you do these. You could hold it for 10 count, do a couple sets, or personally, I like to lift for strength purposes. 20 count too. Then from here, you could actually do neck lifts. I don't know what they're called, neck extensions perhaps. So because even during the Jiu Jitsu warm up, you do neck raises like this, but only on the front side. This helps you on the side. Then from here, another good one would be to open up your arms, and then you twist. So you stretch out your pecs, your chest, your arm, and this counters the strengthening of front strength that you create with Jiu Jitsu. Again, because you build a lot of front core stuff, and then we tend to ignore the back, and so this helps to balance that, to stretching out your muscles from the chest. So you could actually do these, but personally, this is kind of like an advanced thing, I guess, from yoga. This I like too, because my shoulder injuries like me all the time for these, for sure. And then you could reverse from here, and then you could do like a leg lift, like a 4, and then you twist while keeping this straight ahead like this, and then hold it here. You go as far as you can without pain. If any of this causes you pain, you gotta stop. You gotta build to it. You might have an injury or something, so there shouldn't be causing you pain. This is a stretch, warm up on all these options. And then you go here. And then you can do 10 count and a couple sets, as many as you'd like, or at least one set, and then build up to 20 count. That's kind of what I do now. All right. So that's that. So I'm going to show you one more. That is the crucial one. So find a base, a good strong base where you could set up these bands. You get this like a 35-pound band. And the idea is also to balance your muscles from the back. Again, we lack stability from the back because we do a lot of core from the front. So ideally you want to strengthen your back muscles. So here is like a bench press, but it's reverse. So here, and I do 20 count. So this strengthens your shoulder blades and your the back part of your shoulders. Now keep in mind, I'm not an expert, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a chiropractor, I'm not anything like that. I'm just an enthusiast, athletics enthusiast since I was a kid. Played a lot of sports, but I had a lot of injuries, and I love Jiu Jitsu. And I've gotten injured before, and I noticed that the number one problem, in my opinion, is the imbalance. Because you do a lot of core, you're always here defending or moving, but then nothing in the back. So another great shouldery recovery and injury prevention, it's if you go here and then you pull. These are so great. It's a great warm-up too. So then by the time you start warming up actual in jiu-jitsu class or rolling, then you've already warmed up, you already lubricated somehow a little bit, and then now you have some mobility also. So I build up to 20 count too, and then you switch hands, and then you do the outside. So here I'm doing the inside rotator cuff, and this I'm doing the outside. And then you switch to do the outside, and then the inside rather, and then the outside of the other side. All right, so another exercise here too, it's since you're already here, so you're strengthening this is all shoulder mobility. So you go here, you go as far as you could feel tension here, and then you go here. It's a great one too. But there's an advanced move for this one that what I just showed you, but I can't do that one yet because I'm still in recovery with some old injuries. You do these, and then up, down, release, pull. That's a little hard for me because I still have a shoulder injury. Now, another great one that we could definitely do to help with mobility and strength, it's you step on it like this, and then you put to the side and step on it too, and then now you lift. Yeah, you could do up to 20 also there. You could build up to it, and then you do the other side. You step on it, move it, cross, step on it too. This is designed to, you could actually do this too, but it's not enough tension. So here the idea is to create this tension, and then you flip it to the other side to create even more tension. And then once just build enough strength with this, then you increase the band weight or the reps or the sets or everything combined. This is a great one here. Now, one of the best ones I discovered, for me, in my opinion, because I had this really bad shoulder blade injury in the rotator cuff. Everything I've just done, but specifically these. You get it at shoulder width here, and with your palms up, and then you open up. This is so great, actually. Okay, then another one would be you get it at shoulder width here, and then you do stretch. I don't know, there's technical names for these exercises, but I don't know them. So I'm not an expert on these. Again, check with your physical therapist, your chiropractor, but I could almost guarantee that they're all gonna give you similar exercises for these types of injuries: shoulder, shoulder blade, back, upper back, lower back, but also as an injury prevention. Now, another one is a shoulder press. This is really, really good too. So you step on it, and then you get like a regular shoulder press. Now in this situation, for injury prevention, for warming up purposes, for injury recovery, you have to go fast. This is not a strength building size strength type exercise. This is exclusively for warm up. It does have some strength building on it that helps you with that. It helps you with a lot of muscle stability and therefore muscle strength. You could actually hold it here. It's giving you tension. It's really, really good. It's pressing against you as you press up. This is a good shoulder press or military press, I think they're called, when on the weightlifting world. But this is so great, actually. And the last one that's part of my routine, it's sort of a combination of going up, right? And then the ones that we did here. That was a little hard for me still, even though it's a 35-pound resistance band. So you go here and up and to the sides and open. Okay, I hope you like this exercise routine. Again, I do these for warm up before the actual warm up in class. So I usually come 15-20 minutes before class. I do my routine for warming up, and then I do the actual class that includes the official warm up. Hope you like it. If you like it, subscribe and share. Comment any questions.